Hello and welcome to System Center Central. You can check out our website at mynextech.com. So today we're going to be talking about SSRS reporting, a step-by-step tutorial on how to create an SSRS report and how to create that description. You know those managers are always wanting those reports every day. What's the status on this? What's the status on that? Well, today we're going to automate that report for them. So stay tuned and thanks for joining us today. Hello and welcome back. So now we're going to talk about SSRS reporting and how you can automate these reports so that you can send someone a weekly report without having to redo this report over and over again. So with that being said, I have a query here that I created, and I have this query on my website. So if you want to go to my website, it's called mynextech.com. It's mynext, NEXTTECH.com. I'll put a link down below for you to click on. So this query I got from my website. I created this query before. Now, since Microsoft is changing their licensing and wanting the number of cores, so licenses are based on the number of cores, so I created a query to capture that information, and I wanted it to be a weekly report for management so that they can take a look at the as machines check in, and it runs this report, they run their hardware inventory and stuff like that, and it becomes once these machines become servers become an SCCM client, they will then run this hardware scan, and they will then I can then create a report based on that to determine the number of cores. So I have a query here. So let's get right, so with that being said, now that I have this query here, and now what I like to do is I like to run these queries first to make sure that it works, and I like to make these reports query based or SQL based, if you will. So I have a query here that's going to capture the number of cores, so basically it's going to give the system name, the manufacturer, the name of the CPU, the number of CPUs, number of cores, and the logical CPU count. Now you can do this using PowerShell, where you can actually run this report but this way, this is all automated. So when you use SCCM, you're automating a lot of this. So now I have a query that works. I like the format. I like what I have here. You can always add different things in here if you want to, but here's just a simple query that pulls basically logical cores, number of cores, and what have you. So now with that being said, now we're going to go ahead and launch our SCCM Center console. Takes a moment. Alright, so now what you want to do to create this report, you want to go to Monitoring, Reporting, and then you want to click on Reports. Now we're going to create a report, so we're going to create this report, so we're going to click on Create Report. Now we're going to give this report a name, so we're going to say CPU count. And then we're going to go ahead and place this under, let's just say, since it's hardware, I'm going to call it hardware processor, because it's kind of a hardware report. So I'm going to add it there. Now you can create a new folder called custom reports if you want to. I'm just going to dump it here. This is just a lab environment, so I'm just going to put it in hardware processor. So click there. So this is going to be called CPU count. Go next and next. Now this will bring up the report builder in just a moment here. So this will bring that up. Alright, so as soon as you close, it'll actually bring up this report builder. And here we go. So you have to log in. Now I don't recommend doing all of this on your admin account, but you'll have an account that has administrative rights in SCCM to create reports. Takes a second. Again, this is a virtual machine, so sometimes it will take a second to load. I'm going to pause the video for a second, and I'll come back when it loads. Okay, we're back. It's loaded, so now we're going to go ahead and create a table and query. So we're going to go ahead and click on the data set. You can create, actually we can create a data set if we want to, but choose an existing data set report let's go ahead and create a new one for this. So we're going to create a new data set. We're going to go ahead and test this connection, make sure that it's working. Yep, okay, great. So now we're going to go ahead and use the current logged in. All right, so now we're going to edit, and then you're going to put in your query in here. Now you're going to run this query and see now it works. Okay, great. So now we put in edits, and then you put in your query in here, and it gives you results. Okay, we like the results, it's working. Now here you can kind of change the roles if you want to when you get in here. So you want to select everything here and drag it to value, and then go next. We're gonna, you can change if you want to do it. We're just gonna expand, whatever. We're gonna use the default for this, and here you can change the style that you want, however you want it. I kind of like this one, so I'm gonna pick this one. You click finish, and then I'm gonna move this up to the top. Otherwise, you'll have that space at the top when you run your reports. And then when you click on run, sometimes it works in here when you run it, so you can see what the report looks like. Sometimes, it may take a few minutes to, to kind of show the preview of what that report looks like. So this is where you can start to change out the layout. If you want to change, the font or the print layout or what have you. And as you can see, this looks fairly fine. So, okay, so I like this. So I'm going to go ahead and save this report. And there you go. And so now I'm going to go ahead and go down to hardware and put it in processor. And there's my CPU count report. So if I right click on it, run, and there's my report. And now it just runs quickly. Now I know a lot of people say SCCM reporting is slow, and but if you create these reports using SQL query, it won't be slow, it'll be fast, just like this. Just as if I ran it on the SQL. And so here it is. Here's my little report. Now again, you can easily go back in here and make some changes if you want to. You can actually go in here and export it into an Excel spreadsheet so I can send it off to somebody, or I can make it as a PDF or Word or TIFF file, so I can, I can export this report and send it to someone who doesn't have access to SCCM to run these reports. So sometimes we'll just export it out. Now here I wanted to, I've been asked to create they want this report weekly. So instead of coming in here and right-clicking, running this report, right-clicking on this here and doing Excel, and then saving it every time and then sending it to them in email, I'm just going to go ahead and create a subscription. So what I'm going to do is right-click on here, and it says right here, it says create subscription. So I'm going to do that. So here I'm going to go, that's fine. You can do file name called CPU count report. Now we want to do email. Oh, we want to do Excel, but that's the kind of report we want this to send it off to. Because I don't have Exchange in my environment, so I'm just going to do a file share. So I'm going to give it a path. Let's see where I can put it. Let me see if there's a share somewhere. Let's put it under apps. There we go. That works. And username, I'm going to put in my username. And I'm going to run, put my password in there. And I'm going to confirm that password. Yep, we're going to override it each time there's a newer version. You don't have to if you don't want to, so there's your options. I'm just going to say override. Now because normally you can say deliver, just sometimes you'll have a you'll have an option when you drill down. It says email. I don't have that option because I don't have Exchange in my environment. So, but you would just select that, and then you go, and then everything else you put their email address that you want to send it to, and it'll be different here. I'm just going to do file share for now, just to kind of, and then here's where you can put your schedule. You can do daily, you can do weekly. So I'm going to do weekly. I'm going to do Monday. Repeat maybe once a week or whatever. Maybe I'll do it once. We can do, and you can give them that report in a specific time. So we're gonna do, let's do 1:30. You can start on this date. You can stop on this date, especially like if a project's over and we have everything we need. So you can, there's actually an end date if you wanted to do that. You would just click on stop on, and then you put that end date you want it to be. So here I'm not going to do that. It's going to be weekly every Monday. Here's your CPU reports count. And that's basically it. So normally I would have selected email instead of file share. So now when I run this report, it'll actually, create that that report. Let me see if it's on the file share. It's not on there yet. So okay, so when you run this report, now that I've created that subscription, normally it would be automatically sent to someone's email every week. So you don't even have to do anything after this. You don't even have to run it. It will just kind of run it on its own in the background. And I told it that I wanted to run at 1:30 today. So it'll actually run this report and dump it in that file share. Now, if I manually run this, it'll actually go to, like, if I wanted to export this for whatever, if I wanted to run something now, it'll actually automatically take me to that location, and I just click on save and it'll take me to, now it's already existed because I ran that report already. Now I've already told the system to override it anyway, so it's going to do this on the back end, on its own automatically, so I never have to run this report again. Now the only thing that I'll have to do occasionally, if I need to modify this report or edit this report or make any changes to this report, I can simply just go in here and do edits. I can edit this report and make those changes. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to this channel. I'll link mynexttech.com. This report, there's a guide on how to do this in my website called mynexttech.com. So I'll put that link below. Again, thank you for watching. Give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye-bye.